A very good morning, my dear children. Welcome back to your grammar session. I hope you all are fine. Children, in our last session, we studied a topic called adjectives and we studied the degrees of comparison in adjectives. I hope you remember them. We studied adjectives and the degrees of comparisons. Children, I had already informed you all that for this session, we'll be studying the kinds of adjectives. We'll be studying the different kinds of adjectives. Okay. So, before we start, we'll just take a quick glance at what we have studied in our last session. That is degrees of comparison. And then we'll go ahead with the kinds of adjectives. Okay. So, let's continue. Remember, we did this degrees of comparison part 1. So, children, do you remember the degrees of comparison? Okay, let's have it this way. Can you all see this? It's a picture of 3 plants. Okay, now let's do it once again. Just have a quick glance at that. Now, if you see, the first plant is tall. Now, we are talking only about the first plant. So, the first plant is tall. Now there are 2 plants. We are talking about these 2 plants. So this plant is tall, but can you see this? This is taller than the first one. So that's why what we wrote here, taller. And what about the third one? The third plant is tallest. So when we are talking about the first plant, it is tall. That is the original form of the word. When we are comparing 2 things, always keep in mind, children, when we are comparing 2 things, 2 animals, 2 people, that time we are having a comparison between 2 things. So here we are comparing these 2 trees. So this one, the second one is taller than the first one. Okay, the first one is tall, but the second one is taller than the first one. Now when we talk about all the 3 plants, which is the supreme-most, which is the only one? The third one. The third one is taller than the other 2. When you are comparing in 2, it is comparative degree. But when you're comparing in all, that time we have the superlative degree, that is called as the tallest over here. Okay, so we have 3 degrees. Okay, the adjectives tall, taller and tallest are used to compare the 3 plants. So these words are used to compare all the 3 plants. Okay. And you find the degrees of comparison in everything, whether it is a thing, person, place or animal. These degrees of comparison you will find in everything. Okay, the adjectives you will find in all this. Okay, so what are the 3 forms of or steps of degrees of comparison? Okay, see here, positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. The different forms of adjectives are called steps or degrees of comparison, and there are 3: positive, comparative and superlative. Okay, now let's see only positive degree. Positive degree is an adjective that is used to simply describe a person, place, animal or thing. No comparison is made in this positive degree. Okay, in positive degree, there is only comparison between, there is no comparison at all. It is just a simple description of the thing. I told you, it's the first original word, original adjective. Okay, the word adjective is the original word. Okay, there is no comparison, there is no supremacy. So that's why positive degree is only to describe it. It is a person, place, animal or thing. There is no comparison. Let's take an example here. The apple is sweet. The apple is sweet. See, there are only about 1 apple, only one thing. So it is just a normal word. So you're sweet. Sweet is the simplest form of adjective. Sweet is the simplest form of adjective. Now let's go to the next one. Comparative degree. Now what is a comparative degree? In comparative degree, you compare things. You compare 2 things. See here, the comparative degree of form is used to compare only 2 things, people, animal or places. Only 2 things, 2 animals, 2 people or 2 places can be compared. That's why it is called as comparative degree. You're comparing between 2. Okay, in comparative degree, the adjective is formed by adding er. Okay, the word which is there, the original word, you have to add a er at the end to form the adjective. Okay, next is comparative form is always followed by then. Now children, here we are doing only words in the degrees of comparison, but when in future you will study sentences, when you will be studying sentences, that time you will realize that you are going to use the word then after the comparative form of the word. Okay, now this is not there for now, but I'll just show it to you all. See here, for example, grapes are sweeter than apples. Here there is comparison between two fruits, apples and grapes. What it is? Grapes are sweeter than apples. Now sweet is the actual word, original word, and you're adding a er, making it sweeter. Okay, sweeter. And after sweeter, what I said? Then. The word then is used. So when you're using a sentence using the comparative degree of the word, you have to use the word then after the comparative degree. So grapes are sweeter than apples. So I said for now this is not needed. In future, when you will be studying the degrees of comparison in the sentences form, that time you will have to know this rules very well. Okay, see a sweet, you add a er and it becomes sweeter. Next is superlative degree. Let's see the rules of superlative degree. The superlative degree of form is used to compare more than two things, people, animals or places. Okay, in comparative you are comparing only two people, two places, two animals, two things. In superlative it is more than two. Okay, there's always, see, earlier also we saw the trees, the plants, there were three plants, more than two. So when more than two comes, it is called as the superlative degree. Okay, and in superlative degree we add est. Okay, we add the letters est at the end to form the superlative degree. Okay, so sweet was there, just now we did sweet, sweeter, sweetest, for example. Okay, and always, as I said, when you form the sentences in degrees of comparison, the article the will always be before the superlative degree. Okay, see here. Mango is the sweetest of all fruits. Now your comparison is done in many. And what is said? Mango. One is shown with the supreme degree. Okay, so mango is the sweetest. See here, est is added and the. Mango is the sweetest of all fruits. Okay, so this is how the superlative degree is formed. You have to add est, and when you are writing sentences, the article the has to be there in the sentence. Okay, now one time we'll take a glance at the changes that we had done from positive to comparative and superlative, and then we'll go to our today's topic. Okay, let's get started. So here children, positive, comparative, superlative, these are the positive degrees, the main words. What you have to do in comparative, add er, and in superlative you have to add est. So bright, brighter, brightest, cheap, cheaper, cheapest, clear, clearer, clearest, cold, colder, coldest. Then I told your children the words which end with e. The words which end with e, there you add only r and st. So white, whiter, whitest, brave, braver, bravest, close, closer, closest, dense, denser, densest, fine, finer, finest, large, larger, largest. Let's see the next examples. The next was children, I told you all where there is y you have to change into I and then add er and est. Y changing into I. So easy, easier, easiest, wealthy, wealthier, wealthiest, lovely, lovelier, loveliest, lazy, lazier, laziest, holy, holier, holiest, heavy, heavier, heaviest. The next one we did children is when you have a vowel and a consonant, one behind the other, then you're supposed to double the consonant. Okay, so double T, double M, double T, double M. Fat, fatter, fattest, dim, dimmer, dimmest, fit, fitter, fittest, slim, slimmer, slimmest. And our last was when there are more than one vowel sounds, then you're going to add more and most. More in comparative and most in superlative. So fruitful, more fruitful, most fruitful. Handsome, more handsome, most handsome. Honest, more honest, most honest. Jealous, more jealous, most jealous. Precious, more precious, most precious. Probable, more probable, most probable. Alright children, so this is what we had studied last session. Now we'll move ahead towards today's session. Children, there are over 7 kinds of adjectives. Today we are going to study 3. So here they are, kinds of adjectives. The first is qualitative adjective, which shows us the quality of the person, place, animal or thing. Next is quantitative adjective. It depicts a specified quantity of the product. And the next is number, where you get the exact number of the person, place, animal or thing. Okay, exact number of the noun. So these are the 3 kinds of adjectives that we'll be studying. So let's see how they are. So let's see the types of adjectives: quality, quantity and number. First we'll see what is the adjective of quality. Okay, an adjective that is used to describe the nature of the nouns or pronouns is called as adjective of quality. Okay, now see here, example is given: blunt and sharp. This is a blunt pencil and this is a sharp pencil. So when any specific quality is mentioned, okay children, when any specific quality of a word is mentioned, of a noun is mentioned, then it is called as adjective of quality. An adjective of quality basically answers the question what kind of, what type of. So my brother is strong, I am weak. So what kind is my brother? He is strong. And what is my kind? I am weak. So such words which give you the quality of a person, place, animal or thing, such as strong, weak, these are called as adjective of quality. Here are some more examples of adjective of quality. Words like careless, blunt, silly, hot, weak, strong. Then you can say as huge, high, old, warm, awesome, strong, fierce. Such words which specify a quality of something, of a noun or a pronoun, is called as, they are called as adjectives of quality. And the second we'll say is adjective of quantity. What is the second one? Adjective of quantity. Now adjective of quantity, children, is used normally to indicate the amount of nouns, especially not uncountable nouns. Now things which cannot now count in numbers, which you count in measurements. Okay, for example, a little water, a glass of water, you don't count in a specific number, you just count in measurements. Okay, like a bottle of oil, a pack of sugar, or a handful of grains, some water, some salt. Okay, few people, where you use these words instead of counting, you use these words, not the exact number, but just words like few, many, some, little, more, less. Such words, they are used for adjective of quantity. See here, adjectives of quantity. Like words like any, some, little, enough, much, etc. are called as adjective of quantity. For example, give me some money. Do you have any extra pencil? Okay. Can you pass some salt? Can you give me few of your books? So words like that, which don't give you the exact number, they come in adjectives of quantity. Now let's see the next one. Now in adjectives of quality, you basically answer the question called as how much. For example, I don't have enough time. How much time? Enough time. So use the word as how much to answer the question. Okay. The next and the last point is adjective of number. adjective of number. Now in this you have the exact numbers, children. See here. Numbers are used to show the number, nouns, and their place in an order. Okay, adjective of number are used to show the number of nouns and their place in an order. See here, in numeral adjectives, that is adjective of number, it is also called as numeral adjective. We have two types, cardinals and ordinals. Okay, in numeral adjective what we have? Cardinal and ordinal. Now what is cardinal? The numbers that you write now, 1, 2, 3, 4 are cardinals. And ordinals, what are ordinals? You know, you have done this in your mathematics. First, second, third, fourth, fifth numbers which you write. Okay, those are called as ordinals. Let's take a look at them. See here. Cardinal tells us how many, as 1, 2, 3, 4. That is your normal counting of number. Okay, for example, there are 12 color pencils in the box. So here the number 12 is given. So it is an adjective of number. You can also call it as numeral adjective. Okay. Next. Okay. Ordinals. Now what is ordinals? Ordinals tells the order, like the first, second, third, fourth, etc. Go on. Okay. So this is the first had chicken. This is the first had chicken. This is the example. So what is the adjective of number here? What is the adjective of number here? That's right, it is first. Okay. So you have, in adjective of number you have two types again, I would say. There are cardinals and ordinals. So you can use the normal numbers as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can use the ordinals first, second, third, fourth, fifth. When you have this both, it is the adjective of number or numeral adjective. So children, we saw all the three kinds of adjectives. Now we are going to see their examples. But before that, once again we will just see their definitions. Okay. First is qualitative adjectives. Qualitative adjectives are those adjectives which can describe the quality of the living beings or non-living thing, that is person, place, animal, thing. Qualitative adjectives answer the question, what kind? Okay. The next one, numeral adjective. Adjective of number depicts the number of nouns or their position or place in a certain order. Here you find the numbers. So either in cardinal or in ordinal you find numbers that depicts the number of nouns or their position. Okay. And the third one, let's see the definition. Quantitative adjectives. Quantitative adjectives are those adjectives which describe the measurement, that is count or amount, of any living beings or non-living things are called quantitative adjectives. Quantitative adjectives answer the questions how much or how many. Let's see the examples. First we'll see the examples of qualitative adjectives. My sister is a beautiful girl. My sister is a beautiful girl. There are boring people in my classroom. How are the people? What kind of people? Boring people. Okay. The pickle is sour. What kind is the pickle? Sour. So sour becomes the adjective of quality. The new novel is very interesting. What kind of novel it is? Interesting. The room was bright and airy. What kind of a room it is? Bright and airy. The chicken is delicious. What kind is the chicken? Delicious. The icing on the cake was marvelous. What kind of icing is there? Marvelous icing. There was an awful smell in the garden. What kind of smell was there in the garden? Awful. So children, these are some examples of qualitative adjectives. Okay. I'll read it once again. My sister is a beautiful girl. There are boring people in my classroom. The pickle is sour. The new novel is very interesting. The room was bright and airy. The chicken is delicious. The icing on the cake was marvelous. and there was an awful smell in the garden. Come on, now let's see the examples of the next type. Examples of quantitative adjectives. I drank half of my mango drink. I ate some roasted chicken. He has many cherries in his large pocket. Linda ate a whole burger. I can see enough juice in the jug for the breakfast. Please get me some cheese. Okay, so these are the examples of quantitative adjectives. You'll ask how many, or how much. Here you ask how much. Okay, for quantitative adjectives, what question you ask? How much. I drank half of my mango drink. How much did I drink? Half. I ate some roasted chicken. How much chicken did I eat? Some. He has many cherries in his large pocket. How many cherries? Many. Linda ate whole burger. How much? Whole. I can see enough juice in the jug for the breakfast. How much? Enough. Please get me some cheese. How much? Some. So you answer the question as how much in quantitative adjectives. Okay, we'll read once again. I drank half of my mango drink. I ate some roasted chicken. He has many cherries in his large pocket. Linda ate a whole burger. I can see enough juice in the jug for the breakfast. Please get me some cheese. Now let's go to the next one. Okay, so there was one more example. There is little water left in the bottle. So how much water? Little. So little becomes the adjective of quantity. Let's see next. Now let's see examples of numeral adjectives. I have been standing here for 3 hours. The fourth boy became first in the final exam. The fourth boy became first in the final exam. Next, he is doing it for the 66th time now. There are 52 cards in a pack. The office is on the 3rd floor. The doctor asked me to take 4 tablets. Okay, so these are some examples. Now see here, I told you in this the position and the count matters. And you have to ask how many. Okay. I have been standing here for 3 hours. How many hours? 3 hours. The fourth boy became first in the final exam. How many? Or which one? Fourth became first. Now here there are 2 adjectives. Okay, showing the position. Next, he is doing it for the 66th time. How many? 66th. There are 52 cards in a pack. How many cards? 52. The office is on the 3rd floor. How many floors? 3rd. The doctor asked me to take 4 tablets. How many tablets? 4 tablets. So these are some examples of numeral adjectives. You have to see that there are cardinals as well as ordinals in numeral adjectives. Let's go to the next. Here I am giving you all an exercise. So here's your exercise. You have to identify the type of adjective. We saw various examples by now. Now you're going to see and think for 5 minutes and decide which word is the adjective and what kind of adjective it is. Okay, I'll read the questions for you. See, identify the type of adjective. Identify means what? You have to search the type of adjective in the sentence and then write what kind it is. Okay, this lake is very deep. The second prize in English was won by Vinod. Few people live in this village now. You will find some milk in the refrigerator. June is the 6th month of the year. The terrible storm destroyed the houses. The hungry tiger was looking for food. Do you want me to repeat the questions? Okay, I'll repeat it once again. This lake is very deep. The second prize in English was won by Vinod. Few people live in this village now. You will find some milk in the refrigerator. June is the 6th month of the year. A terrible storm destroyed the houses. The hungry tiger was looking for food. Okay, now think what can be the adjectives. Very good. In the first one, what is the adjective? Deep. In the second one, second. Second one, second. Very good. The third one, few. Fourth, some. In the fifth one, sixth. In the sixth one, terrible. And in the last one, hungry. Now, have you all been able to identify their types? Let's check it. So, here's the first one. Deep. Deep is a qualitative adjective. Okay, it is telling us about the quality of the lake, that the lake is deep. So, it is a qualitative. What about the second prize? Very good. Adjective of number. The word second is an ordinal. So, it is adjective of number. Next, few people. So, it is few. So, few is what? Very good, children. Wonderful. Few is quantitative adjective. Quantitative adjective. Very good. You will find some milk. How much? Some. So, some is quantitative adjective. Very good. You all are doing it great. Let's go to the next. June is the 6th month of the year. 6th month of the year. So, this is 6th. 6th is a ordinal. Very good. So, ordinal means adjective of number. Keep it up, children. Now, let's go to the next one. Terrible storm. What kind of storm? What kind of storm? Terrible. So, adjective of quality there, or qualitative adjective. Okay. Next, the hungry tiger was looking for food. What kind of tiger? What kind? Hungry. So, it is excellent, children. Excellent. It is adjective of quality. Okay. It is adjective of quality. Wonderful, children. So, I hope you have understood the session, children. We studied the 3 kinds of adjectives. So, in our lesson, adjective, degrees of comparison and kinds, we have already done the degrees, that is positive, comparative and superlative, and today we did the 3 kinds of adjectives, that is qualitative, numeral or number, and quantitative. I hope you enjoyed the session, children. We'll meet again. Till then, stay safe, stay home. Have a great day ahead. Thank you and God bless. Go through the session once again, children, if you're finding it a little confusing. But once you get it, it will be quite easy for you to understand. Okay? Just remember the keywords and then this will be quite easy for you. Alright? We'll meet again. Till then, take care. See you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you and God bless.